little kids, little humans need little stuffed animals because they're little. You give them a stuffed animal that's like stuffed animal size, it's like the same size as them. So I wanted to make little stuffed animals. So this robin is gonna be very, very tiny. Something I didn't consider when I started making presents for my friends' babies as they were born is that some of them would maybe have more children, and then I would have to make more presents, which is not a bad thing. And also, I know I don't have to. Like, I know I can do whatever I want, but I want to. It is very important to me that these these subsequent children also have presents from me. If you recall, one of my first videos I ever made for this channel is making a tiny dog for my friend Kayla's baby, and Kayla had another kid, so I need to make another present, and I want to do something similar to that dog, but different. So what I've landed on is doing a robin. I already cut out all of the pieces. I went to this little maker meetup and brought my pattern and brought my fabric, and I cut everything out. So I'm gonna get sewing. To welcome Kayla's first baby, I made a tiny representation of their pug, Brexley. So when she told me there was another baby on the way, I asked if she would please get another dog so I could make that dog for the second kiddo, and she very rudely said no. This is sarcasm, of course, but it did force me to think outside of the box. I finally decided to do an American robin because it is the state bird where Kayla and her family live, and it would be something to maybe connect the baby to the land that she was born onto. I went looking for patterns, and I found this free pattern by Two Owls Design called the Chubby Robin. I scaled the pattern down by about 25% if I remember correctly, and I'm glad I did because I wouldn't have wanted the finished product to be any bigger. The trade-off is that sewing some of the sections was pretty tricky because they were so much smaller than the designer had intended. The fabric and embellishments I chose are all secondhand, and I think some of it is even vintage. I got a little tripped up trying to put the feet on. I accidentally put it on the front, like on the outside instead of the inside, but I figured it out. I got one done, and then I needed to take a pause. So I'm back to get the other foot on and then slowly start to assemble all the pieces together. It's really cool to watch something flat become not flat. I love that about the transformation of fabric, especially into stuffed animals. These tiny little pieces you think are like, this is a weird shape, and then it turns into something that looks like something. I think that the feet are just like a little bit too small, honestly, because I scaled the pattern down, and it's just a little tricky. It's gonna be fine. I used a lot of fray check. You know what fray check is? Stops fraying on fabric. This stuff is like, I always have multiple bottles of this because if your seam allowance gets a little too short, you can just put a little bit of this on there. And the fabric I'm using for the feet is like a pretty loose weaved linen, and I kind of should be using this anyways because I don't want it to rip out. I literally did this like 2 days ago, and it took me like 10 minutes to figure out how to pin the second foot on, but I did. It's correct. It's like a brain teaser for sure, a tongue twister, a brain twister. I fear they may not be the most symmetrical, but I think they're close enough. This one has the fray check on it. You can see it's like wet around the edges. In this, the fray check dried and you can't see it at all, which is nice. I mean, it's gonna be on the inside, but it's nice. Okay, I did a few other like little steps, like putting the dart in the stomach here. So the base body is done. I also have my wings and tail. This is the butt fabric that the tail is gonna attach to. And then I kind of turned the head around so you can see it, but it's still drying. So the nose or the beak is still inside, but that's the idea of the head. So I have all the base pieces, and now it's time to attach all of them together. So tail to the butt, the wings to the body, and then attach all 3 of the sections together. And then once that's done, I'm just gonna sew most of the back, turn the whole thing inside out, stuff it with fiberfill with pillow stuffing, and then close the back by hand. And then it's done unless I decide to do something else, which I'm still thinking about. I recently saw a coach speak at a local conference for artists, and she recommended a very enlightening online assessment. It takes a list of 24 character strengths and shows you your top ones, and then ranks the rest all the way down. The idea is that we all have all of these strengths, but they show up differently in each of us. I was pretty surprised to find out that the assessment named fairness as my top strength. Numbers 2 and 3, appreciation of beauty and excellence, and prudence, were much less surprising. I do really love art and the beauty of life and nature, and I am awed by excellence in any realm. Lately, I've been really into watching speed eating challenges and ballet videos. As for prudence, I'm incredibly calculated when making decisions, and from birth until now, I've never really been a huge risk taker or thrill seeker. But fairness being my top strength really threw me until I started this project and realized, not only do I feel very strongly that Kayla's second baby simply must receive a gift from me, I'm also making a new Stuffy for her big sister so that she doesn't feel left out. I really appreciate being asked to see myself in new ways. Finding tools, methods, and mentors that help me on that journey is a constant project of mine. This little robin became one of my teachers, just like many of the things that I make. As someone who struggles, like so many of us, to really see my strengths, I'm so grateful that this little robin helped me to clearly see a strength that I didn't know I had. And yes, I know she looks like a penguin, I know, but can we collectively pretend that that's not the case? Thanks. My hope is that if I show up with my gifts and bring my creativity and values forward in little ways like this, the ways that feel natural to me and honor my strengths, maybe I can move the needle a little bit more towards fairness and true justice. After I added stuffing and sewed up the back, I did decide to add a lace collar using some secondhand lace, which I think might even be handmade. And finally, I wanted the eyes to stand out a little bit more, so I tried adding a brown circle behind the blue French knot, and it looked a little bit crazed to me, so I switched it out for blue fabric with a black French knot. I made sure to both glue and stitch the eyes down, and the lace is stitched down very securely as well, so there's nothing that can come loose and become a choking hazard. And in the spirit of fairness, here is the pink cuddle bear that I made for Big Sister, because as a big sister myself, I remember the transition being tricky and I wanted to give her something new for this moment as well. And aren't they just so cute together? I packed these up by reusing some packing supplies that my vitamins came in and decorated with some fabric scraps, and they were on their way across the country. So the little animals made it. They made it. Oh, okay. I was trying to hold him so I could film right there, but he wants to sleep on the couch. So I'll just do this. Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you? Little animals, they made it across the country. They made it to their new home and they are already feeling the love, I can tell. I'm just so happy to be like the auntie who makes things, you know? I just am really happy to take on that role in my friend group. I hope that they're a sense of comfort and joy and cuddles for a long time. And if you want to either make this pattern or try the character assessment that I talked about, they're both linked below. I have no affiliation with either one, but they're both good free resources, I think. So for more projects like this, mostly using upcycled materials, for more cat content, it's not really cat content, but you know, my cats are just, they're here. Please follow along. I am working on 2 new projects right now that I'm really excited for. One is a dress and one is a quilt. I'm making another big quilt and I'm really excited. So these things are in the works. So if you want to stay updated and know when they're being released, follow, and you can click the notification bell as well. I think that's it. Is that it, Jack? He just looks like a river of fur to you. Is that it? Do we have anything else to tell the people? Just say thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know your time and your attention are precious, and and I appreciate you sharing that with me. Come here. Oh my God. No, I just need to hold you for like 2 seconds, okay? I don't really have too much else to say other than thank you, and I'm sending love, and take good care of yourself today, and I'll see you next time. Bye. You back where you belong? I'm sorry. I love you.